Onto a conversation on the auto sales. The M&M total tractor sales during the month of September were up 49% from last year. My colleague Parikshit spoke to Vijay Nakra, who is the president of the farm equipment business at Mahindra & Mahindra, and began by asking him about the September sales and the demand boost after the GST rate cuts. Listen.
What you're seeing, a large part of the performance obviously is attributed to the benefit of the move by the Honorable Prime Minister, which is to reduce GST. We are seeing the benefit of that play out at the start of the festive season. But there are two things that I also would want to add to that. One, we must understand that the festive period last year to this year needs to be understood in terms of number of days. Last year, the entire festive period was in the month of October, which means Navratri and all of Diwali, except for the last 2 days, were in the month of November. This year, the festive period has been split between September and October. So we've seen 9 days of Navratri this year in September. Dashami is tomorrow. Which is in October, and Diwali is in October. So one should actually compare the festive period performance at the end of October to look at September plus October. That's point number one. Second, I think also, the favorable monsoon with 8% higher long period average, reservoir levels at 90%, the government's announcement of a significant increase in MSP to increase the money in the hands of farmers, and the higher 2% land sowing of the Kharif period. All of this have augured well both for the month of September and will continue to play out well into the festive season of October.
Right. Now, if I were to ask you about total sales in September, you're talking about 64,946 tractor sales. How much of this came in just the 9 days of Navratri?
Again, there I don't think it's the right thing to talk about as an absolute number. And Parikshit, let me tell you why. The reason is that the announcement for drop in GST had come in earlier. So normally, if that was not the case, we would have seen some amount of spread of sales to happen through the month of September. But given that the GST benefit was to come in from 21st of September, which was the start of the festive period, deliveries pre-21st had slowed down, and all of that sort of flowed into the last 9 days of September. So I don't think it's a fair comparison, but the statement to say that it has been significantly a strong performance is what counts as far as the 9 days is concerned, whether we talk about deliveries or inquiries moving forward into the month of October.
Okay, now as of right now, as of 1st of October, what would be the booking pipeline that you're sitting on, and what could be the kind of growth you're looking on a year-on-year basis, on a month-on-month basis in October?
But it's difficult to give that guidance. Again, I think in tractors, we should just understand the context of booking, because, over here, you may have a lot of bookings, but what matters over here is that conversion, because, unlike some of the other segments and sectors which are lifestyle products, over here, there is a process of, this asset is one of the highest cost purchases of a farmer, and hence it's the ability not only just of the down payment, also the financial approvals that come in from the banks and the financial institutions. So all of that has to come together for finally the delivery of the product to take place. So again, I'm not getting into specific number to say what is the opening booking as we get into October, but the pipeline is very strong for us to be able to convert that into numbers in the month of October. And again, in terms of strong performance for October, I'm kind of reiterating my point that one cannot compare September to September separately and October to October separately for the reason of the festive period. But having said that, September plus October, we are confident to continue with the strong performance that we are doing with the tractor business. And I think even the industry will continue to play out very strongly.
Right. If I were to ask you about the actual demand sentiments, Have you seen an actual uptick as a result of the GST reduction? Because a lot of the customers would anyway be holding back sales till Navratri because of the Shraddh period. How would you actually gauge the sentiment on the ground right now? And going forward, what would be an outlook for tractor sales across the country, even though you cannot give us an estimate right now?
Yeah, how do we gauge the sentiment this year compared to last year? I think the best measure at this stage is the kind of inquiries that we get at our counters, and that is significantly higher compared to last year. Whether you look at Shraddh plus Navratri or you look at only Navratri, so that is a very strong indication that farmers have sort of started understanding the benefit of the reduction in GST, because that plays a significant role in the input cost for a farmer. In their calculation of their earnings. So the strong inquiry pipeline gives us that indication that as we sort of get into the second part of the festive season, the demand is strong. I also want to say that, the reduction in GST is a fundamental change. It's not a festive season offer where the customers are just going to rush and try and get that benefit in 9 days or 18 days. So the customers have understood that this is a significant change that's coming. A lot of them, as they start buying tractors now, getting into the Rabi season, have started buying it in the festive period. And I think this benefit is not just a festive period benefit, but we'll probably see it play out even for the rest of the year. And hence, we believe that the second half, while the first half has seen for the industry about 11.5% growth, this sort of strong industry performance will tend to continue in the second half of the year. And I'm not giving a guidance, but I'm just saying that the strong momentum of demand should continue even post-festive season in the second part of the year.
Okay. Without commenting on Mahindra, any industry estimate as to what kind of growth the industry could post for the full year?
Difficult to put a number to it now, but like I said, we've seen a double-digit growth in the first half, and I think that sort of momentum should definitely continue, into the next couple of months of this financial year.